My MacBook is struggling this morning.
It's a bit of a struggle bus.
Yeah, it's having a hard time doing things. I got to give MacBook a lot of credit though, because or Mac a lot of credit because I've had this laptop now for going on 6 years, and I think it's today years old when it started having any kind of problems at all.
Do they have a new update? Because you know how Apples do that. It's like, oh, there's a new update or a new something. All of a sudden, my crap doesn't work.
Your computer's 6 years old. We're just going to slow it down.
Yeah.
Because it's 6 years old. So why not?
Yeah. Jake's phone just started acting stupid. Just started because I think he has like a 7 or 8 iPhone. I mean, it's definitely on the older side.
iPhone 8.
Yeah. So what, the 12's coming out next month or the 13th?
The 13. The 13.
Yeah, the 13.
I had an 11 Max, and I left it on a buddy's hood of the car, and so it ended up on Tully Road somewhere, smashed to pieces. So we have a really cool Cal family member, turned out to be a really good friend. His name's Bobby Hutchinson, and he hit me up and he's like, I've got this iPhone 8 and you can just have it.
Oh, that's so very sweet.
Yeah. So it was really cool of him. So that was pretty cool. 2 things. One, in our last live stream, I saw somebody put in the Olympics, you could compete in the talking a mile a minute event. So noted. We'll go ahead and slow that down now.
Sorry. We're fast talkers.
It's kind of what we do for a living.
I've always had that issue. Ever since I started radio, every single PD is like, you need to slow down. But then at the same time, if they need, good morning, Tiffany. If they need someone to talk fast in a commercial, I'm your girl. I got you.
You're the girl. Yeah. You know what I do really well? I do legal disclaimers really well. Offerings 22120. Blah, 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 blah. I do those really well.
Boss lady got mad at me because I was doing one so fast. She's like, can you slow it down? Like, no one can understand you. I'm like, but that's the point.
We need computers to make that go faster. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. Hey, we were talking about Ellen DeGeneres this morning. I wanted to get into second chances. We were talking about Ellen this morning because her last season, it's her 19th season, right?
Yeah, starts next month.
Okay, her 19th season starts next month, and it will be her last season. I know that she's pivoting with Portia de Rossi and doing aren't they doing like a home makeover show or like a remodel show or something, or they're going into people's homes?
I know I definitely heard something about that. I don't know, but I mean, that is so up Discovery Plus's alley. I mean, with Discovery Plus launching, they've been looking for anything and anything to get people to subscribe to their streaming service.
I got a backyard that I can make over and go on Discovery Plus. I mean, all I'm going to do is mow the lawn and put some mulch in, but you know,
just pitch him a show. Just pitch
DIY. It's home and garden with Ian. It's mostly home, not a whole lot of garden.
See, that's funny.
Where you at, Discovery Plus? We're right here. So her show's being canceled because, and we've all seen the news, the toxic work environment. It was one of those instances, if I read this right, and tell me if you had your finger on the pulse on this one too, right? It was one of those where Ellen wasn't necessarily the one being outright awful. It was all the staff around her, and she had an opportunity to put a stop to it. And instead she just kind of turned a blind eye. Is that about what we're hearing? I mean, there's some elements of maybe she's not super nice, but that was like far and few between.
Yeah. I mean, there were rumors going around for years about the Ellen show being just a toxic work environment, and it definitely was the people under her, but she wasn't clean either. You know what I mean? Like her hands were dirty in the mix. But mostly, hello, phone down. Working with great technology. All right, boxes stay. Anyways, you know, she didn't tell them no, and honestly, when you're the head honcho, when your name is the show, you gotta let when people like
it stops with you, right? Like you, what is on TV? They're presenting your name. You are the brand. Exactly. You have to protect that.
Exactly.
Okay. Is this different? 2 things. First of all, working in a comedy environment or an environment where people are trying to be the funniest person in the room, and you have a collection of personalities that can sometimes clash, or sometimes when they team up can go the extra mile in being mean. We work in radio. We've got 6 radio stations in our building. That's, 30 people that all think they're the funniest person in the room. It can get toxic.
Yes, very much so.
And so I think that I don't think that there's room for error, but I think in environments like that, there is room, maybe more so than others, where you can be like, okay, everybody pump the brakes because we understand that this is our culture, but you need to walk it back because it's going a little too far.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants to wake up with a stomach ache and dread going to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if that happens every day, that means it's not a good environment, and that's not the place for you.
Right.
You know?
And let's be clear that there's a difference between an accounting firm where people have their noses buried in their work and they're looking at stuff versus being an environment where you're creating content and the content is supposed to be edgy or supposed to be funny or supposed to be topical. And so you're constantly trying to reinvent or retool. And so sometimes you can break some eggs and get messy in that area.
Completely.
In a cancel culture, which is what this has been called.
Yes.
Are we missing out on some teachable moments and going straight to cancel?
100%. 100%. My nieces are the younger generation, Generation X, and they don't understand second chances. And I want to look at them and be like, so you're 19 and 17 right now. In 20 years, you're going to not be so happy with all of the choices you made right now. And you're going to be grateful for the second chances and the forgivings that people are going to give you. So we shouldn't do that to others. You know what I mean? We shouldn't instantly cancel. People do stupid things all of the time, but we evolve, we learn, and you don't want your past to be held against you at all times, because then there's no room for growth, you know?
But there are moments though, and there are situations where it does call for immediate cancellation.
Yes,
right? I mean,
for sure.
Like I look at Louis C.K. and I look at what Louis C.K. did, and to me, that's immediate cancel.
I was so bummed about that. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Right.
Don't do that.
Like, I don't even know you now, you know?
Yeah.
But
Totally.
I mean, when you hear about what he did in front of somebody, all of that, to me, that's immediate cancel. To me, if you get a second chance on that one, you get a second chance because you went away, you completely reinvented yourself, and you're on your knees begging for forgiveness, and you may or may not get it, but you're just charging forward anyway and hoping that people will let you keep doing your thing. To me, for somebody like that, that's their version of a second chance. And if it works for them, good. But they're not getting the second chance from me because I think what they did was pretty gross.
Yeah. I think with a lot of the stuff with like the Louis C.K. related stuff is that the people like Louis C.K. and the others, for sure, cancellation, like, no, you're dead, you're gross, you're nasty. But the guys that were like on the fringe, like Aziz Ansari, like who just had a bad date with a chick, like that does not need to be canceled for that. It was just a bad date, you know?
And his response to that was like, whoa, we totally saw that night different, you know, like my bad. And then on top of that, I think that there's instances where, like, if you saw when Louis C.K. went back on stage after his hiatus for however long it was, the first thing he did was launched into making jokes about a situation. And to me, you took something that was pretty traumatic for somebody and they came forward, and then Louis C.K. had to come forward and basically cancel himself. And then the first thing you do is you start running jokes about something like that. Like, to me, that's automatic cancel.
Yeah, that's you're not learning your lesson. And, you know, people were slightly open to you coming back because you were such a beloved person. And then you didn't learn your lesson. Like, come on,
you stepped all over it. Right.
Idiot.
Ellen. Okay, focusing on Ellen with her show coming up. Whew. I mean, to me, that's a work environment centered around like we were talking earlier, content creation, where people can get a little too carried away.
Yes.
And then, you know, in this instance, it was just never addressed. And I don't say that lightly, like it should have been addressed. But Ellen's worthy of a second chance, right?
I think so. I think she was smart to let the show die right now. You know what I mean? Just like do your graceful bow, you know, wait a minute, do your new show with Portia, do something different. You know what I mean? And have people fall in love with you again, especially with like a reality-esque show with Portia. That would make people love Ellen again because she has this like black mark on her.
And it won't be hard for her to get people to love her again. You know, when I watch Ellen, I think the reason that I gravitate so much towards Ellen is because, and this isn't like a brag thing, just like if you look at personalities, sometimes I see her out in public doing things and I think to myself, that's something I would do, you know, like when she was doing, when Michelle Obama was on promoting her book, and then they went and did a book signing and they were in a store, and Ellen was just running all over the store, like knocking over cardboard cutouts and being obnoxious and just doing what Ellen does. And like, my first thought was like, oh my God, is that what it's like hanging out with me? And then my second thought was like, I could do that. Like, that's kind of what I do too. You know, like I'm sort of into that. And so I don't think that it's going to be hard for her to come back if she just leans in, embraces who she is, does what I think is the right thing to do in situations like this was, you know, my bad. It'll never happen again. You know, lean in, embrace it, move on. Louis C.K. can't do that. He stepped all over it. The little chances he was given, he just marched all over that.
Yeah. And a lot of the guys who got into that realm of the cancel culture did. And I don't understand, like, you obviously love your career, you know, and you did something stupid. And instead of saying, I am so sorry, I will learn, you do more stupid.
You know what dude in Hollywood I think handled all of his scandals brilliantly? Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Kevin Hart did an amazing job because Kevin Hart they came at Kevin Hart a couple of times. And the tweet that Kevin Hart put out wasn't okay 10 years ago. And when he was slated to do the Oscars, and then people were calling for him to be out, and then everybody else was like, no, but the dude apologized this for multiple times. Kevin Hart had an opportunity to be on the side of the people that were defending him and saying, let the guy host the Oscars. He's already apologized for this. And Kevin Hart came out and said, all of that aside, the Oscars don't need this distraction. So I'll just remove myself. And I'm sorry again.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think the people searching Twitters, like 10-year-old Twitters, is ridiculous. Like James Gunn, who directed the new Suicide Squad movie that's out this weekend. Like Disney fired him because of 10, 15-year-old tweets. It's like, again, he was young and stupid, and he thought, I need to share this with the world. And he's obviously learned from it. He's not making those tweets today. Like, stop it, children.
What's the shelf life on tweets? Is it a shelf life or is it a behavior change? Because I mean, you've known me now for 10, 11 years. Yeah. You never knew me when I was a drinker. You never knew me when social media first came out and I didn't have my stuff together. And I'm certain there are things on there that could get me fired or may have, you know, if I hadn't deleted them. Yeah. But the person posting those things 12 years ago is not the same person doing a live stream with you now. Exactly.
That's the things that we have to realize, that also, like, what was accepted in our culture 10, 12 years ago is not accepted now. But that's okay that it was accepted then. That means right now we've learned.
Or even if I can rephrase that, not accepted, but turned a blind eye.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we've learned, like, no, those jokes aren't funny, but we still laughed at them in 2005, in 2006, you know, but they're not okay now.
It's like it took until about 5 years ago to say, hey, crossing people's boundaries, even when they ask you not to, is not funny anymore.
Yeah, I agree. We've learned. Let's be intelligent with our comedy now. Let's not be jerks at all times.
Wow, we really went down a thoughtful road. I'm really proud of us.
On a Friday, too. On a Friday. Look at us.
Oh, man. All right. So, hey, don't forget, we have so much we're giving away on K-Hop this morning. We have Counting Crows tickets coming up at 12 o'clock. Yes. We have Take a Break for a Take and Bake with Papa Murphy's Pizza. That's coming up in the 5 o'clock hit mix. We have more tickets today, too. What else do we have tickets for?
Great America, I believe, this afternoon, also with Angie Good.
Yes, after 4 o'clock, if you want Great America tickets.
Have you taken your boys to that water park? Since I know you took them to a water park yesterday.
We haven't done Great America yet. And I love Great America. That the Tower Park, the Yogi Bear water park. I mean, so close. Oh, yeah. It was so awesome.
That definitely puts it above Great America because it's a drive for y'all.
When I go to Great America next, though, the only thing I like to do when I go to Great America, I mean, I like to do all the things, but the first thing I do is I put the penny on my knee and I do the edge just to watch the penny float, and then I'm done. We can do whatever. It doesn't matter. That's like the one thing I want to do.
Oh,
that and the demon.
Oh God, what do they even call it now? Because they've changed companies so many times. Like, so it used to be like the Drop Zone, and now it's Drop Tower. Like, you know, Top Gun is not even called Top Gun anymore because they lost the Paramount thing. I think it's like Top Flight. Or no. That's what we used to call it. I think it's like American Flight or something like that. Like,
as long as the demon stays the demon, I'm cool. That was the first thing the demon was my very first roller coaster. My sister's 8 years older than me, right? So I'm 43. Okay. She's coming up on 51. Happy birthday, Marty. Also, I can't make it up there this weekend. I know that Mom was asking me to. I'm not going to be able to this weekend, but I think I can next weekend.
I love how you're telling her on the stream, not calling her or texting her.
Well, because they watch, and I've got like a slam day. I mean, I could send a text message too, but this is a little more personal, right?
That's true.
This is face to face. You want me to just text you? I'm looking you in the computer screen right now and saying I can't.
Oh, that's funny. Oh,
I could send you a text with some abbreviations and some misspelled words, but I feel like this is more personal.
Such a good younger brother.
Anyway, when we went to Great America, because she'd been to Great America a few times before me, because when I was 8, she was 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was finally old enough to get on the Demon, she went on that with me because it was the very first roller coaster I'd ever been on. It was the very first loop-de-loop I'd ever been on.
Me too.
It was so fun.
I know. Have you gone on it now as an adult?
No.
Oh my God, you shake like this and it feels like your back's gonna break. It's still fun, but it's not. It's
I can't wait.
Painful. Yeah.
I can't wait. Do you know what else I've done at Great America?
Huh.
I've ridden behind a car and videotaped while strapped in a guy in front of me performing a wedding on the Grizzly.
Oh, very cool.
When I worked at a radio station in San Jose, the morning guy is an old rock star named Greg Kinn, did mornings in San Jose.
Yeah.
And I was a van driver for him for a while. And so we did a promotion with Great America where on the Grizzly, he performed the first wedding ever on the Grizzly roller coaster.
That's
and so
cool.
I had to be behind him in my little K-Fox shirt, videotaping it.
And I loved how you did this because it was probably that big.
It's like, yeah, you're like, shh. And then, and I didn't drop it. And the only reason I didn't drop it was because the engineer was so worried that I was going to drop it that on the handle, he duct taped my hand to the handle.
I was about to say, did he tape it to you somehow?
So yeah, no, I had it duct taped here. And I had that, let's see, I had the eye thing right here. I had it duct tape here. And then I think he brought some duct tape over around my arm right here too. So I couldn't let it go. So when we got off, like I was stuck like this the whole time getting out because it was all duct taped to me. But I was there. I was at the show.
Oh my God, that's the best thing ever. Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing.
So anyway, yeah, you know what? If my mom and sister are gonna watch the live streams, then I just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and they get to see it from me. They don't have to hear it.
That's true. It still makes me laugh.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're getting tips right around 100, 102 in the Valley this weekend. So keep it cool, stay hydrated, get the family out. It is going to be a nice weekend out. You're in the Bay Area. What's your high this weekend in the Bay Area? You're in what city are you in?
I'm in Hayward now.
All right, hold on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay.
I have to look this up real quick.
I have a guesstimate.
Okay. You guess your high today is?
My high today is probably going to be 78.
I hate you. It's 79. Whatever.
It's probably going to be like 72 all weekend.
You mean 72 all week. Shut up.
Sorry.
We're going to be at like 100, 101, 102. You know what, though? I have found since my car plugs in now that I make it out to the Bay Area way more than I ever did.
I bet.
So it's seriously. And then also for anybody that goes to the Bay Area, get the app. Have you ever got the app Parking Angel?
No. What is that?
So Parking Angel, I mean, you've navigated San Francisco enough as somebody who lives out there, but Parking Angel shows you where all the free parking in San Francisco is and like how long you can park there and stuff. So I've got really good at parking for free in San Francisco and just moving my car every few hours.
Nice. No, I definitely need to do that. There used to be this one app that is talk about a trust exercise. You text through the app, you tell them where you are and they take your car and they park it for you. And oh yeah, like you straight give them your car, and maybe they do the same thing like what this Parking Angel app does, and like move it. Huh?
What they do though, this is a really cool social media aspect of it, is when you're parked somewhere, you can say I'm leaving, and you can stay parked and say my spot is open, and somebody can ding you if they ding you in the next few minutes and be like, oh, let me come get your spot, and then you can save it for them, and they'll come up and take your spot.
Oh, that's legit. Because don't you hate doing those stupid circles trying to find parking spots? I hate that so much.
Yes,
that's legit. That's cool.
And then also when you stay the night in San Francisco, because I'd stayed there for a week a few months ago, I found a whole bunch of parking near my hotel that was like, 2-hour parking up until 6 o'clock. And then it didn't start again until 10 o'clock. So you could park your car there at 5 o'clock and you were good until noon.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, Parking Angel, check out the app. What was your app again? The Valet one? Do you remember what it was called?
Oh, they don't have it anymore because it was talk about a treks exercise. And then also, the pandemic kind of killed that whole thing.
Who wants to do a trust fall with their car,
Yeah. But it worked for concerts in San Francisco because like across the street from what is it now? Oracle Park.
Okay.
Yeah. $100 to park across the street.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No.
No. So I think we paid like $25 through that app, but that was also like 7 years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. That's so much money.
Stupid money.
Yeah.
Even though we get tickets for free from work, I'm not paying $100 for parking. No.
Okay, that's always been Madden's complaint was that we would always get free tickets and then her ex-husband wouldn't pay for the stuff, right? And so I've always kind of thought though, but if you could save $40, $50, $60, why not, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually I'll pay for like the parking if it's like $50 to be somewhat close, but $100, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hop over to the FM site again. Don't forget your next chance to win stuff will be Counting Crows tickets at 12 o'clock, and have a good weekend.
Bye.